KUGAN CASSIUS, IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're in Jeddah, of all the places.
Shout out to your outfit, mate.
I know, people can't really see it from there, but...
Well, you've gone full Saudi.
Full Saudi.
Respect to you, I like it.
Yeah, you know, when in Rome...
Paying homage to the culture. I think you look fantastic, old boy.
Thank you very much, Edward. Just flown in earlier on today?
Yeah, landed about 8 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
Seen the boys, Callum and Crawler and the Smith brothers, and just headed down here. So yeah, a couple of hours to go now to the fight. Just been out there. I was at the arena earlier today. Fantastic arena.
Yeah.
And a local fighter boxing at the moment, which is a great atmosphere. It's really good.
Definitely. Could it be the kind of start of something continuous here in Saudi?
I think the World Boxing Super Series deserve a lot of credit for coming here. I mean, look, it's not a fight that I would have personally brought to Saudi Arabia, but you still have to do it. Now, these things aren't easy. Now, anything where you're trying to push the boundaries, you're trying to break the format, you're trying to do something different, you know, whether that's Wembley Stadium, whether that's bringing events to Saudi, it's a lot of hard work behind it. So, you know, the organisation, especially an event like this, is ridiculous because there's no infrastructure. So it's not like you just turn up and there's a commission and, you know, there's a transport system of people used to taking people to major events and paramedics for boxing and drug testing. And so it's you know, Calla and the team have done a great job to make it happen, because a lot of people, naysayers, and would have said, oh, it won't happen, something will go wrong with it, but they've done really well.
Yeah, well, we're trying to actually get this interview out before Smith Groves as soon as So what's your opinion on the fight?
I think it's a really interesting fight. I mean, I think Callum looks incredibly well. I think he's probably in the shape of his career so far. He's extremely confident. George probably has the bigger fight experience. I think Callum will be too sharp and fresh for him. It's a weird atmosphere out there, you know. Like at the moment, it's quite vibrant, isn't it? Because that kid's on. But I don't know. It's when you come to a different country for boxing. Doesn't matter whether it's Germany or America. It's quite trippy, if that makes sense. You know, you sort of go out. And the first time you get there tonight, it's like, and I saw you as well. And I was like, is this even happening? Is this even? Where are we? You know, normally there's the familiar things of the British fans, go away, you know, screaming and shouting. So it's very easy. Yeah. No, I've got a lot of love out of it.
Yeah, I know.
There's it's very easy to let opportunities like this pass you by, just because you've just, you know, before you know it. Like if you walk out of Manchester Arena or you walk out of the O2, it's very hard not to be switched on. So Callum's got to be switched on from that first bell. It's all about finding the peak, isn't it? Who can find their peak, the great performance? If Callum puts in a great performance and George Groves puts in a great performance, I believe Callum Smith wins. If Callum puts in a poor performance and George puts in a great performance, I think George could win. It's that close a fight. But you have to wonder what George has left. I'm a big admirer of George Groves. No, we haven't always got on. But the way he's come back and got himself in position for these big fights, won a world title, you know, not just after the Froch loss, but even after the Badu Jack loss. I think a lot of people would have said he's done. You know, and he kept at it, won the world title, and he's going to be a tough man to beat because he's a proud man as well, and he won't want to lose to a Brit.
Chris Eubank will be on shortly against JJ McDonough, his first fight back since his defeat to George Groves. There's a lot of rumours about De Gaulle and
I saw that.
and Eubank happening.
It's not for us.
It's nothing for you.
No.
So what would your guess be that that's to do with then?
Well, probably talking about a fight.
No, but who's going to put that on?
I would think maybe Heyman, maybe Poxon, maybe ITV, something like that. It's just a case of when at the moment, isn't it? Like
his dates are filling up, and if
it's
not,
a nightmare to
up.
do a pay-per-view in December, like a new pay-per-view. Do they do it in January, February? I don't know. I mean, they both want absolute fortunes for that fight that it might not generate. So I don't know how easy it'll be to make.
Would you be interested in putting that fight on?
Yeah, I
huge
would.
fight.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
It's just, but we can't do every fight.
No.
You know. So yeah, we've just done Joshua against Povetkin. We're doing Usyk against Bellew. White Chisora hopefully for December. KHAN looks like it might happen in February now. Either Brook or Pacquiao. A little bit more hope on the Brook side. Then you've got Joshua goes on April 13th. So it's not easy just to find a slot and for something that we haven't planned.
Why is the KHAN situation and Brook
I just
situation
think that we're
moving
getting
till
to a
February?
stage now where we're nearly in October. So he's not in camp. I know he's finished his fight, but we're not, I can't tell you that we're a week away from signing a deal with Brook or Pacquiao. So unless we got something done, probably this week, he would probably choose to go in February instead.
So are you close to agreeing the deal for CHISORA-WHYTE?
Getting there, yeah. It's not going to be easy, and someone's going to have to swallow some pride and say, all right, let's do it, because they're still, neither of them are realistic at the moment about what's right for the other person. I mean, Derek offered the 5 million, didn't tell anyone the currency, he said. So that's like that, it just ain't happening. But they need to agree a split, which is fair and represents the value of both fighters in the fight. And I don't think we found it yet.
Is your only option for this fight December 22nd?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's answer that then. Okay. What can you tell us about the situation with Billy Joe Saunders?
So on, where are we now? I don't even know what day we're on. Friday. So on Wednesday night, late, we received a call from VADA to say that Billy Joe Saunders tested positive for a substance called oxylofrin. Obviously, the first reaction was fuck. And I spoke to his management team, who then spoke to Billy. Billy called me, he was just in shock. And then that played out, and then obviously eventually yesterday it came out into the public domain. So the UCAD have the way they determine their rules is that in competition means on the day of the fight, which is quite strange actually.
Is that VADA?
No, that's UCAD.
UCAD?
Yeah.
So UCAD are okay with the situation?
They are, because the substance that he took is banned in competition, but not out of competition.
So how do they determine what is in competition? From the weigh-in?
12 hours.
12 hours before the fight?
Yeah, so
Day of the fight?
Basically the fight day fight day test.
Right, okay.
I don't necessarily agree with that, by the way, but it's irrelevant in the situation. So VADA's rules is that in competition is in competition. Right?
Start of camp?
Yeah, as in when you're testing. So that substance is banned as well in competition. So he's had 3 UCAD tests, which he's passed. And on this VADA test, he failed for this substance. Because with VADA, that substance is banned in competition, which he is in, he tested positive. Okay? So now it really goes to the WBO, the British Boxing Board of Control, and more importantly, the Massachusetts Commission. So
just to say, the British Board put out their statement.
So the British Boxing Board said, look, as far as we are concerned, we work with UCAD. That is our testing agency. He's had his tests, he's passed them. The substance is allowed at this stage, so we can't suspend him. We can't ban him. So we don't have an issue with the test. The WBO are saying that it's up to the Massachusetts Commission to see if they'll license Billy Joe. If they don't, they'll strip him. Right?
So if the Massachusetts Commission doesn't
license Billy Joe,
the WBO will strip him.
Correct.
Right.
Now, what Massachusetts have got to decide is the discrepancy between in competition, out of competition, VADA, WADA, UCAD.
Do you have any idea what their outlook on this will be?
I think it's 50-50. You didn't believe me, did you?
I didn't. I thought you were wearing it. I thought you were wearing it.
He texted me. I said, "Kugan's got the gear," and I said, "So have I." He's like, "No." He's been looking around trying to find me.
Looking well. Looking well. Yeah, upstairs.
Yeah.
VIP.
Oh, mate.
And we do.
You right?
We do VIPs.
VVIP.
Oh, we'll be up there in a minute.
VVIPs.
Well, I'll bring him up.
Bring me out, yeah.
Well, he's local
He's
now.
VVIP.
He's local now.
Absolutely.
So basically,
Yeah.
Massachusetts Commission have to have to give him a license to fight. I have no idea which way it's going to go. So they've
Is
set
there any previous experiences where you can kind of deter from that commission?
some commissions are stricter than others. I think, you know, when you look at the case, Billy does have a case in some respects. In other respects, he's tested positive for a VADA test. So
Well, this is from the use of a nasal spray, according to Billy Joe.
yeah.
So-
You know, it doesn't matter what it is. It's the substance that's they've tested positive for. So we have signed a contract with Walter Katun-Dokwa, who is the WBO #2 African fighter, on the basis that if Billy Joe is not licensed by the Massachusetts Commission, Andrade will fight him for the title. So
A week on Monday?
October 9th is the date.
9th.
We spoke, which is that's a week.
I thought it was October the 8th.
No, 9th is the Monday. So, or 8th. So we spoke to the commission tonight and asked them to bring that forward, because obviously, that's
course.
only 11 days to the fight. So Billy Joe is flying out to Canada tonight for some more training camp, and he would have to also have representation at the hearing to apply for a license. How you doing? I would say it's 50-50, to be honest with you.
Okay.
And you know, I want the fight. I want the fight to happen. So does Andrade, and it's got to be dealt with by the commission. The British Boxing Board Control have said, as far as we're concerned, he's in good standing with us. We're happy for you to license him. And it's just down to the committee on the commission.
Yeah.
They will decide.
But they will decide on that day, yes?
Yes.
But you've asked for it to be brought forward?
Yeah, just because I feel like...
And do you think it will be brought forward?
I think they're going to try, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you can't even give a gut feeling about it because it's literally...
No, I really don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I understand the arguments from Billy, and then I also understand that, he has failed a test. It's just the discrepancy about in competition, out of competition. Because apparently WADA's interpretation is that in competition is actually on the night. Okay. And Massachusetts do use WADA, but it was VADA testing. I mean, so, like I said, I would like the fight to take place, but obviously they've got to do the right thing, or what they perceive to be the right thing.
All right, well, listen, I'll let you get on.
All right, we'll catch up later.
And we'll catch up after the fight. Thank you
Go
very
get
much.
some food.